Well, we actually met because my car broke down and he came to the rescue and let the other guys, it wasn't my car, it was Dad's car, so it was pretty dilapidated and old. But he was the one that was smart enough to sit alongside of me while the rest of the boys pushed the car. So that was the first time we met, and that was, gosh, I was only 17, so he was 18, so we were very, very young. But, you know, love at first sight. He'd sit here and say, what are you talking about? But anyway, we went together for 4 years before we got engaged and married. And then he had the job with Peter Lehman because he graduated the year before we got married in '69. We were married in '70. Was the winemaker for Peter Lehman, and we came up here at the end of 1971. The challenges were the fact that we had no money. I mean, you try to do the same thing today, you just couldn't. You couldn't do it. But we were so determined that we were on the right track with Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. I mean, the Chardonnay certainly took off right from the word go. The challenges were also from the point of view, even with our collateral. I mean, we had very little collateral. We didn't even have a brochure until such time as we could really afford to produce a brochure that we were both really, really happy with, because there was no point in improvising because we really didn't want to compromise what we were about. In the early days, I mean, it was just Ian and I. There was times when Ian would be in California or interstate, and the lawnmower that you see going around out there now, I had a push on one. I mean, I used to do that up and down the driveway all around here every Friday night and Saturday morning before we opened at 9 o'clock. We were the only staff. Ian would be off doing other things unless got to the point that we needed him. I think it was 2 years before we hired anybody. And at that point, the kids would come home on holidays, they'd help us do the labelling, etc., etc., etc. So it was hard work. It was hard work, but it was a lot of fun. And right from the word go, you could see, and I totally believed in our vision, but you could see it was going to be successful. I've never, ever, ever doubted that our brand was not going to be successful. And I think that, really tells you a story, and the fact that if you believe in something and if you go about it the right way, you can make it work.